Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of the Papa D's cooking show at the train in Fordsburg. Today I'm going to make one of those dishes that all the kids love, and sometimes we just don't have the time to stand in the queues to get our share of it. Yes, you're right, crispy fried chicken. And I'm not using a fryer, yes. I'm using my little pressure cooker, the Philips pressure cooker, which I've been using on most of the other shows as well this year. But why I find this so convenient is this, that if you go to any of the fried chicken outlets, you'll find they have these expensive machines that cost 100 and 150,000 rand each. Yes, they do cook a whole lot more chicken than you're going to need to, but you're only cooking for your family, so you don't need one of those at home. Now, again, we are using it under pressure. If you go to the franchise stores or the fried chicken stores, and if they've run out of chicken, they're going to tell you have to wait for half an hour. But let me tell you something, that we can cook our chicken in here in about 12 to 15 minutes, right? I'm going to start off by using a whole, I've used half a chicken here. You can actually use ready portioned pieces. Nowadays you get them all in thighs, drummies, legs, as the way you want it. I'm using this one just to show you how easy it is to get this together. I'm going to use this half chicken, and firstly let me just portion it up. Now I don't want to lose the skin, so I don't want to just cut it over here and get over with it. I'm lifting the leg slightly. Make sure you have a sharp knife. So that's your half there. And that's your half with the breast piece. Now I want to dismember the wing, but I'm taking it with a little more meat. So if you cut it there, you'll get to the joint, and cut it straight across along the bone. I'm leaving all the extra skin on. You can fry this as two pieces, which I'm going to do, or you could fry it as one piece. So that's your flatty and your drummy there. And now comes the breast portion. I'm just going to chop it in half here. I've used quite a big chicken. So there we have it. That's my breast portion there. And that's the side breast. I could take out one more piece here. So there we have it. I've cut my chicken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these I'm going to make into 2 as well. So here we are. My chicken is ready. What I need to do now is run you through the spices. Remember, you can add more spices if you like. But if you take most of the brands, they have a minimal amount of spices, but believe me, the most important spice in the chicken mix is your pepper. So I'm using coarse pepper and fine white pepper, because I find the flavor from the fine white pepper comes through much better. I like to use aromat for the flavoring, and it also keeps the spices together. And I want a bit of heat, so I'm using a bit of red fine chilies. And this is one of our special spices, which is available from Papa's. This has got about 12 different spices mixed in here, including salt. So if you should want to use this, you can get it from us. And then a little bit of salt as well, right? So first off, I'm going to be using plain white flour. And in this one here, I've got a cup of flour and about half a cup of breadcrumbs. I'm just going to whisk that together. All right. Now into this, I'm going to add my spices. So in about 1 cup of flour, I'm using my special spice, 2 teaspoons of. Now this has already got salt in it, so I'm going to go very slow on the salt there. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of red fine chilies. Now if you really want it strong, then try and get the Sakana chilies, right? That's the African bird's eye chili. It's got a lovely flavor, and it really has a sting to it. I'm going to use a whole spoon, 2 spoons of the coarse pepper, because I want to see that in the mixture when I'm cooking. And I'm going to use 1 heaped spoon of white pepper. For now, I'm not using any salt. I'm going to whisk this together. And add in my aromat now. The aromat is also going to enhance the color a little bit. So I'm using 1 spoon there. I can do with a little bit more color, so I'm using more of my orange spice. Fine. There we are. I like the texture, the color. You can see the black inside there with the pepper. It's difficult to taste the breading, but I would say that's about right now. So that's done. I'm going to prepare my egg wash. And not too much milk, just a little bit of milk. And now whisk the two together. I want the egg wash to be quite sticky, that's why I'm not using too much milk. Fine, that's ready. But now the most important thing is, you might think, right, let's just take this, dunk it in here, and then let's go for it. But what I'll do now is, I'm going to prepare my fryer. Now, this is a bit of a dangerous part if you do it wrongly, because you're now working with oil. So what I'm doing here is adding some oil, because remember, we want this deep fried. It's just not pressure cooked. It's going to be deep fried. But I'm not putting too much oil. I'll decide on how much oil I need after I put my chicken in. I've got the machine on. I haven't set it on timer, but I want the oil to now already start heating up. While the oil is heating up, a very important point when you're working with breaded items, whether it be veggies or whatever you do at home, even if you're doing fish and you want to bread it, the important thing is to first coat it with plain flour. Putting it into the plain flour there, nicely coated. Add it into the egg wash. Drain off the extra egg wash and dunk it into your chicken breading. That one's done. Let's take the wing, dunk it into the flour. In the egg wash, drain off the extra egg wash and into the flour, into my breading. The skin is the nicest part on fried chicken, so try not to waste it. But as I said, it's always easier to get ready cut pieces. And I'll start placing my pieces. It's usually better to put the thicker and bigger pieces at the bottom. Oil is heating up. It's not really very hot yet. My machine is heating, yes. My thigh piece. I can see the sizzle in my pan. Now again, if you'll notice, I'm using it almost as a conventional fryer as well as a pressure fryer now. And I'm going to tell you what is so important about your oil levels. Fine, my chicken's on its way, and what I'd like to do is fry some chips which have been pre-blanched. I'm going to air fry them in my Philips air fryer, and I like my chips crispy, and you'll see how they come out of here, and I'll be able to serve my chicken and chips all at the same time. There we are. My chips are also ready. My chicken's done. I'm just going to remove them and place them on a kitchen towel to drain, or if you have a basket, you could do that. Have a look at the texture. It's perfectly done. And it's nice and moist, so it hasn't dried out. There have been many times that I've bought chicken from the franchise stores and have been dismally disappointed because either they gave me very old chicken, it might have been lying on the shelf for I don't know how many hours. Here, you know, it's coming out straight from the fryer into your plate. I'm going to call Chef Proud to come and help us serve this meal. So there we have it, our crispy fried chicken served with chips and rolls. I've air fried my chips, and that'll be all for today from Papa D's at the Train. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.